cap though.
Right?
That looks cool.
They're gonna do something different.
I like it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. The Colts one.
Nobody cares.
Everyone cares.
Only the Colts fans care.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing my hydrating makeup routine. If you guys want to see how I do that, then just keep watching. Let's get started. As you guys can see, I have a bare face, no makeup, nothing on it. I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing lately since it's so dry here in Colorado, what I've done to keep my face hydrated during the winter time. So the first thing I do is I go in with this Dr. Brandt Needless No More Baggage, and these are just for underneath my eyes, like a deep puffing cream, and I'll just put it in the back of my hand here, just a little bit, just a tiny bit, and then I'll grab it with my finger and just warm it up a little bit on the back of my hand there, and then just place it underneath the eye. This is a product I got on my Ipsy bag. I feel like it's really been working for me. The first time I tried it, I remember I didn't feel like it was doing anything, but as I kept using it, I feel like my under eye does look a lot better. I don't look so tired, and I do love this a lot. And I'll just place it underneath my eye. I let it sit because we're gonna go in with another product underneath the eye here shortly, but I'll let that dry, and while I let that dry, I put the rest of the stuff that I put on my face. So I've been going in with this LXMI Pure Nilotica Melt. I love this thing so much. It is so hydrating for the skin. It feels so good on my face. It says just to use it on your dry patches, but I've been putting it mostly all over my face. Even sometimes at night I'll leave it on as a mask. It feels really good in the morning. It's just really hydrating to the skin. So this is really good. It is a little on the pricey side, but it's totally worth it. Whenever I run out of this, definitely will repurchase another one, just because I feel like it is really helping with my skin and making it hydrated. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on the back of my hand as well, and I just put a little tiny bit, as you guys can see. Then I start warming it up with my finger, and then I just start here around the nose. That's where the most dry area that I have is, and then I put it on my nose because my nose is really dry as well. But everywhere around the nose is where I start off with, and then work my way out. And I just place that everywhere else and just start working it into the skin. Just grabbing a little bit, bringing it out, and then I'll start putting it on my chin as well. My chin is not as dry. I just put a little bit on there, and then after that I don't go back to it at all. I'll just go back to my cheeks and place it on my cheeks. Then I'll grab a little and put it also on my forehead and down my nose. If you guys can see, it is really hydrating. You guys can already see how glowy the skin looks with putting this on. Once it dries out, it still feels really smooth and hydrated. So it looks like this is organic as well, so I'm not sure of all the ingredients that's in it, but if you go to the website, I'm sure you can find them. From what I remember was they were all pretty good ingredients in this. It's not going to break out your face, and it doesn't have any scent to it, and it just feels so good on the skin. I love it so much. And as you can see, you didn't need that much product to make it work, because you can see that shine everywhere on my face. Now after doing that, I'll go in back into the eye area, and I've been using this Olay Eyes. This is a deep hydrating eye gel. It's almost gone as you guys can see, but it's just a eye gel. Just go in and pick it up with my finger as well. Then I'll start here at the bottom and just grab a little bit, and then I'll place it on top of my lid as well, all over the eye, just to keep the lid and the under eye hydrated, along with the Dr. Brandt product that we used. I just grabbed a little bit more to put on my other lid. I also start exfoliating my lips so they don't get too dry. I use this Olay Sugar Lip Scrub, and I will put that in first and just let it sit on my lips for a little bit, and then I'll scrub them later on. I'll show you guys, but I just put this on. and I'll just let it sit for a while. It does have a little bit of those sugar grains in it. If you guys can see it, I'm not sure if you guys see it on my lips. And then I'm gonna go in with this other product. It's also from my Ipsy stuff that I got. This is the 111 Skin Vitamin C Brightening Booster. I really love this. I feel like this also has been helping keeping my skin hydrated and giving that brightening effect. So I do go ahead and shake that before I put it on my face. And then this is like a dropper, so if you guys can see, you just squeeze the top here, and then a little of this goes a long way, so you don't need too much. I just put a little bit on my forehead, a little on my cheeks, and just a little bit on my chin. I'll just go and grab it and softly rub it into the skin on top of that LXMI product that we just used. Just feels so good, real hydrating, even to the touch. Like, it feels nice and soft, and if you can see, it looks plump. After that, I go in with my Badescu skincare. This is the one with Aloe, Chamomile, and Lavender. It smells so good, and it feels also so good on the skin, so I'll just spray that on top of all that stuff that I just placed. Then I just let it soak up, and while I do that, I just go back in and scrub my lips with that lip scrub that I had on. Make sure that I am exfoliating them, because you want to keep your lips looking plump and also hydrated. After that, I'll go back in and then just wipe it off and wipe off that sugar off my face as well, so you guys can see they look more plump and hydrated. And then after that, I will go in with my Becca water palm, and this is just what that looks like. This is just like a sample size. I believe the other one's a little bit bigger than this. I'm not sure how much it retails for, but it is really good for your lips and hydrating as well. Alright, and this is what my face looks once I have done that. And once everything has set in the skin for a while, you guys can see how the face looks after it's been hydrated like this. See how your foundation will look. It'd probably look a little more dewy than if you didn't follow these steps or didn't do this sort of thing before putting on the foundation. So I'm gonna start doing my eyebrows. We'll just do them real quick. I won't walk you guys through it because everybody does their eyebrows differently. Just gonna use this ColourPop brow color, and this is in the shade Black and Brown. It's just a gel. It's kind of like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. And I just go in with this Sephora brush. This is the number 20 brush. It has the brow brush here on this side, and then it has the spoolie on the other side. So I will go ahead and do those real quick. Then I'm just gonna go back in and clean them up a little bit with some concealer. I'm gonna be using my ColourPop concealer. This is in the shade Medium 26. Just gonna place that on the back of my hand here. And using this brush, I have no idea what it's from, but it's just a flat angled brush, really tiny. Grab a little bit of that concealer on it and go in and clean them up a little bit. Just make sure they look similar. I mean, they're not gonna be exactly alike because I can't do that. I'm not that talented, I guess, but I think they look pretty even. They look pretty much the same. I'm gonna go and grab just whatever I have left from that and just put it on my lid, and then blend the rest that I have underneath the brow out just a little bit, because I still want it to look lighter there. I want it to highlight that brow bone a little bit, and I don't want to take off the brow product that I used. And today we're just gonna worry about the face. I'm not gonna do anything with the eyes, just because I want you guys to see and the focus be the face and foundation and how that all sits on the face, and you can make a dewy look out of it. After doing that, I go in with my foundation. I'm going to be using this ColourPop No Filter foundation today. This is in the shade Medium Dark 115. And I just shake it a little bit, and I put some on the back of my hand. This one has medium coverage, but you can build it up to have a full coverage. Today I'm going to be using brushes. I feel like every time I use a brush, it makes my foundation look more dewy than if I use a sponge. So I'll just grab it with this brush. This is the Fenty Beauty foundation brush. 110 is the number. So I'll go in with this brush and just start placing that foundation on my face. I also feel like I have more coverage whenever I use a brush than when I use a sponge. A sponge definitely shears out the foundation a little bit more. And one thing to watch out with this foundation is that it does get darker once you put it on the skin. I don't know if you guys noticed that right now that I placed it on my face. It was a little bit lighter, and now as it dries down, it's getting darker. So keep an eye out for that whenever you guys are shopping for your shade. With this is like the 4th time I've used it, and I love it so much. I feel like it looks really pretty and it sits really nice on the skin. This one I have not been setting with powder at all. I feel like it looks prettier that way. I did try to set it the other day with some powder. I didn't really like how it looked. I felt like my face looked really cakey. So just keep that in mind. If you guys like to set your foundation with powder, then this is not one of those foundations that you'll want to do that with, just because it just doesn't look right. And it just makes your face look more cakey. Just blending that down to my neck. I'm gonna put one more pump here on the back of my hand and put it into this face, just to give it a little more coverage. And just a little bit more on my face as well. You guys can see that dewiness is still coming through from what we did before the foundation. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the concealer. And with this ColourPop concealer, you wanna work in sections because it does dry down pretty fast. So I'll just go and place it on one side first and then do the other side. I'm also gonna blend that one out with a brush, and I think this is a crown brush. I don't know what number it is though, but it's a crown brush. So I just blend that out and I bring it down to my cheek because I really want that center of my face to look highlighted and bright. Now that that is set, I will go out to the other side and put concealer on this side. Also put it down the center of my nose just a little, and on my chin, and whatever is left from my nose I'll go ahead and put it here on my forehead. I'll blend this one out and bring it up to the bottom of my nose. Just blend all that out. Now the only part that I will set with powder is going to be my under eye and also my lids. So I'm going to go in with this Bellepierre banana setting powder, and that's what that looks like. And it is a loose powder, so I just put it here on the lid. I'll grab it on a sponge, a damp beauty sponge, and then just tap out the axis here because I don't want it to look super cakey underneath my eye. And then I'll just place that there. Then before I put anything on the lid, I make sure that it's not creasing anywhere. If it is, I'll go in with my beauty sponge on the side that I didn't have any powder on, and just make sure that all of that is smooth out. And then I'll go in, tap out that axis again, and place that so it doesn't crease anywhere. Do the same thing to this eye. Make sure that there's no creases. Go in back with the powder, tap out the axis, place it on my lid. And that's the only powder that I'm going to be using to set the face. I am going to use other powder products for the face, but not going to set anything in place. Now I'm going to go in and start bronzing up the face. For that, I'm going to be using my Becca Ipanema Sun bronzer. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of this because I want to go in on top and layer it with my Milani Baked Bronzer in Soleil. So first I'll grab the Becca one and just put a little bit of this one and place it where I usually would bronze the face. Bringing it up to the temple and my forehead. I'm also going to place it here on my jawline. Bring it down. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with my Milani Baked Bronzer in Soleil. What I like about this one is that it has that little sheen, and you guys can see there. So it keeps that hydrating, luminous look to your face. So we'll go in with that same brush, tap out the axis, and just place that the same where I put in the Becca bronzer. And you guys can see that my face still has that sheen, that hydrating look to it. I'm going to contour the nose just a little bit so it has a little more shape to it. So this is the brush that comes in all the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. It's good for contouring your nose. So I go all the way up top here by where my eyebrow is. And then work my way down. Straight like that. Then I'll go in with the other side of the brush and just blend that in. You don't want that harsh line to stay there. You just want the shadow of it. If you guys can see the difference between this side and this side. I'll go back in with my bronzer. I'm using the Becca bronzer and do the same thing. You guys can definitely see that difference that made over here on the bottom of my nose a little. Now that we have set that in place, I'm gonna go in with two blushes today. First, I'm gonna grab this Wet n Wild. This is the Don't Flutter Yourself blush, and it has a sheen to it. As you can see, it's gonna keep that luminous look going. I'm gonna grab this Real Techniques brush. This is the 300 brush. I'm gonna go in with that and place it on my cheeks. You guys can see it gives it that glow. I'm gonna place it here in the middle of the nose and a little bit on my chin. I want a little more pink to that, so I'm gonna go in with my Milani powder blush. This is in the shade Tea Rose, and that's what that looks like. I'm gonna grab it here and just put it here on the apples of my cheeks. I'm not putting it back so much like I did the other one, just leaving it here on the cheeks. And we are gonna go in with highlight. I'm gonna be using my Morphe High Impact highlight. This is in the shade Extra. I'm gonna grab this smaller brush and just go in it. So tap out the accents and put that on the highest points of my face. Bring it down on my nose, a little on the cupid spot. And now just to melt all those powders into the face, I'm gonna use my Ciate Dewy Spritz. Remember to shake it so you activate the stuff in the bottle. Mine's almost gone. And just let it sit, let it dry, so all your powders will melt into the face. Then one last thing that I like to do is whatever I had access on from that highlight, I like to place it here in the corner of my eyes. It just gives you that extra highlight to your face. And so I'm not going to be doing the eyeshadow look. This is all that I have for the face routine. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next one. Toodles! Okay, it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done. Oh, it looks really dewy. Oh.